milk toast. Now with your left hand, reach out and grab your nose. Say yeah to a high five with your friend. Up high, down low, too slow, let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to make vanilla bean cheesecake topped with the peach pie filling that we canned last week. So enjoy the video, like, share, subscribe, and comment below if you have any ideas, suggestions, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Okay, so I got all my ingredients. I've got some graham cracker crumbs, sour cream, salt. You can use any kind of vanilla. I'm using my vanilla paste. I love that when I'm baking. I think it enhances the flavors better. We got some eggs, we got our cream cheese, and we got our sugar. So I'm doubling this recipe because I like thick cheesecake. And I'm making 2 small ones. So I always double the recipe when I do. Even when I do one large one, I double it because I like to have those high cheesecakes. So for a single cheesecake, you would use 2 sleeves of crushed graham crackers, but it tells you on the box how many cups if you're going to make a graham cracker crust, and I usually go by that. So it's 1 1/4 cups of the graham cracker crumbs, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1/3 cup of melted butter. So that would be for your crust. And then it will be 16 ounces, which would be 2 of these, of the cream cheese, 2/3 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of sour cream, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons vanilla, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. And I'll write that in the video so that you have that. You want everything to come to room temperature because if you put cold in a hot oven, it's going to take longer to bake. So always bring this to room temperature before you start mixing it up. This is my vanilla bean cheesecake. You can put any kind of topping on it that you wish. I've done pecan topping, cherry, strawberry. So this time we're going to do some peach topping and using the peach filling that I canned the other day. So really easy to do. You just mix the crust ingredients and then we'll press them into the pan, and then we'll beat the cheesecake ingredients until they're smooth. So you just throw everything in the mixer, mix it all up until it's smooth, and then put it in the springform pan. So we'll come back. So I am just popping in my sour cream. So I because I'm doubling the recipe, I put 2/3 of sour cream in here. And I've got my sugar, so I'm going to pour that in. And I got my cream cheese, so we'll get all that in there. Might speed this up so y'all don't have to sit there and watch me open all this cream cheese and stick it in here, because it's not like they make this easy to open. cheesecake is really easy to make, and if you do it in a water bath, I think it cooks better. I'm going to show you something I got off of Amazon that works really well. So you can put your cheesecake pans inside of it, and that way it doesn't get any water seepage up into it when you stick the pan in your water bath. Throw my head in there. Alright, I have got 2.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs. And I got my sugars around here somewhere. Where did I put my sugar? So 1/2 cup of sugar when I find it. There we are. Had it way over here. So I got 1/2 cup of sugar. Get all that nice and combined before I add the butter. Alright. 1 cup melted unsalted butter. You can try salted if you want, but I have found that some butter is a little more salted than others. And your crust might be a little too salty, so it's up to y'all. I'm using unsalted. Then I'm just mixing it all up with a fork so all of that butter is combined with these crumbs. Okay. So I've got the small one for my son-in-law, the big one for the in-law parents, me and my husband. And I'm going to take a little bit of vegetable spray and spray my pan just a little bit. A, it helps hold my parchment down. B, keeps the cheesecake from sticking, so it doesn't get oily. I'll put my little parchment down there, spray that. Alright. I'm going to add graham crackers to the bottom of the pan. I'll show you an easy way to tamp this down. I doubled the recipe just to make sure that I had enough graham cracker bottom, but typically when I double my cheesecake recipe for one pan, I just use a single recipe for the crust. Then I take my bottom of a measuring cup, bring it over here, and then I just tamp it down. Just kind of work my way around. And this is the easiest way to get this into the bottom of your pan. Sometimes you might need a smaller, ignore my messy sink, but a smaller one to get into the center because the handles will stop you. And we'll do the same thing for this one. have to use a glass on this one because I think all my handles are going to be too... I'll be able to get it. Yeah, I can get it. Alright, we're good. Alright, now this is ready for the filling. So I'll put you back up here. So I was just double checking because, you know, I hate when I start, you think you got it all mixed up and they've got a bunch left on the bottom that didn't mix up with everything. So I think we're good here. Pour some in here. So we're going to bake these one at a time, and make sure all my air bubbles are out. Okay, so what I've got is a roasting pan. And I got this off of Amazon. And what it does is it protects the water from seeping into the pan of your cheesecake. So we are going to bake this one first. So this fits right inside of that rubber sleeve, silicone sleeve. And then I've heated water up in my kettle, and I am going to use this whole thing of water and put it in my roasting pan. This makes a big difference when you're baking these cheesecakes than if you just throw them in the oven. You can just throw it in the oven, but it's so much easier to do the water bath. So I'm going to put this in for 35-40 minutes. I'm going to watch it. Make sure it just jiggles a tiny bit in the center. That means it's done, and when I pull it out, it'll continue to cook. But you don't want to overcook this. So we'll put this in for about 35-40 minutes, and we'll be back at 350 degrees. So 350 degrees, 35-40 minutes. All right, I've had this in for about 35 minutes. Just pulling out. So you want to see it set around here, and see how jiggly it is in the center. It's a little too jiggly. You want about 2 or 3 inches in the center jiggly, and the rest kind of raised up how it's raising up here and set. So we're gonna put it in. I'm gonna probably put it in for another 10 more minutes, so we'll be back. All right, we've had it in for 10 more minutes. Let's see how we're doing. So it's set on the outside, but it is still too much jiggly going on, I think. Let's put it in for about 5 more minutes. So we've had it in for 45 minutes. Let's do 5 more minutes. All right, we'll be back. All right, let's see where we're at now. So we're pretty set on the side. Let's see what we're jiggling. It's just a little jiggly in the center there. Just a little bit more, I think. Remember, I doubled how much I put in here, so we'll do this another 5 minutes. All right, let's see what we're at here. So the jiggle I'm looking for is like Jello, right? So I only want it jiggling about 2 or 3 inches in the center. And I think it's just a little too far out. I think 5 more minutes will do it. So we're looking at, this has been in here for an hour after I get done with this. Alright, I think we're good here. There we go. Alright, so we're set on the side. Just got a little jiggle in the center there like Jello where we want it. So we are going to take this out of here. Ooh, it's not working very well. And set it on a rack. We're going to let that cool completely. Ooh, hot. So I'm going to take this out. And I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but there was a little butter in my plastic lining, so you can see that's not, you know, a perfect seal on those springform pans. So just like the butter seeped out, water can get in. So that's why these little silicone liners are so good. All right, so I've heated my water. We're going to take our little one for my son-in-law. See if y'all can see it. And we're going to pour the hot water in around the side. Oh, I did it. Look at me. I am not thinking today. Wrong hole. Here we go. We want it in there. There we go. All right. So you only need to fill this up to about halfway of this liner. My pot pretty much fills it perfectly. So we're gonna put this in the 350-degree oven. This I wouldn't think is gonna cook as long as the other one. We'll see. I will stick it in for 35 minutes. And we'll come back when that goes off and see if it's done. And here's our finished cheesecake. I forgot to get a picture of it prior to cutting it, but it was very delicious. My son-in-law loved it. And that's it. So please like, share, subscribe, comment below if you've tried this and what you thought. And we will catch you on the next one. Have a great day.